It's a vicious but highly addictive post-campaign mode we call Expeditions. Check it out, this is how it works. After finishing the main storyline, you'll find yourself in a new camp. Among some other additions, you will notice a new station, with a map showing many new areas for you to explore. Oh and yes, it's pretty important to point out that you won't play any recycled content from the main campaign. Expeditions are big, handcrafted new levels with their own mechanics, challenges and storyline.
Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osibirk501 and today I want to go over what awaits you once you get into the end game of Outriders. Now before we get into the video, less than 5% of people that watch my videos are subscribed to my channel. So make sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with all of my uploads. Outriders has received a massive boost in popularity since the demo has been released, and with that comes a lot of people who either haven't heard of the game or haven't followed any of the updates or information released about the game by the developers. And that has caused a lot of people to wonder what the Outriders endgame is going to consist of. And that is what we're going to go over in this video. Because the endgame of Outriders is something I'm most excited for, because from all the information that has been released about the endgame, it is going to be fairly extensive and incredibly difficult. Now to talk about the endgame, we first have to talk about how you're going to go about getting to the endgame. And in the demo, we've already started doing the very beginnings of what we're going to be doing while getting to the endgame. Now the first and main thing you're going to be doing to level up and unlock the endgame features is going to be the main campaign. Now this is said to be around a 30 to 40 hour main campaign depending on how much of side activities you do. So this is going to take up quite a bit of time to even get a single character in the position to be able to start doing the endgame content. Then in the same areas you're going through to do the main campaign missions, you're also going to have some side activities. And we've already gotten a little bit of those side activities in the demo, which are side quests, which are going to be scattered throughout the entirety of every zone you go to in the main campaign. And this is going to take you off the beaten path of the main campaign to kill bosses, do different objectives, and get additional rewards. Then there are also other side objectives that are called monster hunts. Now we don't have a ton of information about these, but essentially while going through the different zones, you'll find different clues such as a half-eaten corpse that will then allow you to start hunt missions where you go about following different objectives to ultimately hunt down a massive creature and kill that. And they seem to be a lighter version of something you would find in the actual Monster Hunter game or something like Dauntless. And past that, you will still have your leveling up to unlock new abilities, obtain different weapons and armor, unlock new mods, gather up resources, and start to create your build. And all of those features will be present throughout the entirety of the game, including the end game, and will start to become more and more important as you start to get into the end game. And then you have the world tier system, which is tied to all of the content we just went over. And once you get into the end game specific content, the world tiers will no longer apply there, and it will have its own system that is somewhat similar to the world tier system. And you have 15 different world tiers to progress through as you level up and make your build better and better. And with how difficult the end game is said to be, you may even have to continue farming and unlocking new world tiers to become stronger to even start the end game specific content. So after you complete the entirety of the main campaign of the game, then you will unlock a new camp which will have a new map you can look at, and that will be the new endgame specific content called Expeditions. And as said by the developers, these expeditions are massive handcrafted missions that don't use any reused content from the main campaign. And there are a total of 14 of these new unique mission areas that concludes in one called the Eye of the Storm, which was teased by the developers as being something special, but that's pretty much all we know about the Eye of the Storm. And these expeditions are also somewhat timed, meaning that the faster you complete the expeditions, the more loot you can possibly obtain. And in these expeditions, no enemies themselves drop loot. You will get all of your loot at the end of the expedition, making you completely focus on the combat and completing these missions as fast as possible to be able to get the most loot at the end. And just like the world tiers in the main campaign, the expeditions also have their own scaling difficulty feature called challenge tiers. And you unlock higher tiers of these challenge tiers by completing the expeditions you have unlocked by certain times. So the faster and faster you can complete these expeditions, the more challenge tiers you will unlock. And these challenge tiers do a few different things. First off, the more challenge tiers you have unlocked, the more of the expeditions you have unlocked. And you have to unlock all 15 of the challenge tiers to unlock the Eye of the Storm, which is the final expedition. Now, past that, the challenge tiers make all of the enemies more difficult, but also it increases the levels of the enemies and the loot you will be getting from those enemies. So say if you are the max level of 30 and you go into expeditions and set it to challenge tier 3, all of the loot you will be getting will be at level 34. This will allow you to continuously get stronger and stronger loot up to the challenge tier of 15, which will be dropping level 50 items. So you will be a level 30 character obtaining and using level 50 items. And past these expeditions being all brand new content and even having their own mechanics, they are said to be incredibly difficult. And from some information released, it seems that once you get to challenge tier 12 and above, there's a massive spike in difficulty. Meaning to get to that point and to get past that and get up to challenge tier 15 to do the last expedition, you're going to need to have pretty close to perfectly rolled and put together builds. And the itemization and crafting features in the game are going to be incredibly important for you to be able to get into these higher challenge tiers and get to the higher tier expeditions. And I'm going to do a separate video going into detail about the crafting system in the future. There are some additional features tied to the expedition system, such as a new unique resource that you get from expeditions that you need to even enter the higher tier expeditions, and they're also used at specific vendors to buy unique rewards, but we have not gotten a ton of additional information on that. So that is the overview of the endgame content you can expect in Outriders. So subscribe if you want to see more Outriders or other videos. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about Outriders and the endgame of Outriders. And thanks for watching.
I've sensed a deep humming noise reverberating from deep within the forest. It comes and goes, but during our journey it has grown louder. And next to this gate, it is more piercing than ever. Outrider, I need to know the cause of this.
Tiago was right about that hum. My teeth are chattering from the vibration. Strange structure. Some kind of switch over there. Nice view. An obelisk mechanism in the middle. Could be the way forward.